Has this become your enemy? You might want to watch this. Sitting. It's something most of us take for granted until we have pain when we do it. Some people have back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain when they sit. Maybe not immediately, maybe not even after 5 or 10 minutes, but they're having to spend their day sitting in a chair, maybe working at a desk, maybe working on a phone, maybe driving a cab or a bus or a truck, but sitting is required. And so, oh my gosh, what are they going to do? They want to quit their job. Or maybe when you're home, you have pain when you're sitting. Maybe you struggle to watch a movie or read a book or knit. Do whatever you do when you sit and you enjoy doing it. All the Zoom calls. Now, of course, you can stand up during a Zoom call, but sitting may not be your friend. So I want to address some strategies here, and I'm going to make this a series. I'm not sure how many videos this is going to be, but my goal here is to reverse sitting pain for those of you who watch these videos, and I'm hoping I'm going to touch on the aspect of what's causing your pain and help you to apply some things that really make a difference. So if you're not subscribed, you might want to subscribe so that you know when the next video comes out and you don't miss it, especially if this is a topic that really means something to you. I also create a Friday value video that comes out every Friday, and I've recently started a series on the fascial system and how that's impacted by sitting. So you might want to watch that as well. And in the second part of this particular series, I'm going to cover that fascial system and sitting pretty well with some movements. But for this one, I'm going to focus on the most important thing you can do immediately to address sitting pain, and that is get up. Now, I know that might sound tongue-in-cheek. It might sound like I'm playing with things. And obviously, if you're driving a cab or a bus or a truck, you can't get up regularly. You can't pull over and get out of the vehicle every 20, 30 minutes. And I'm going to address that in another video. But for now, if you are in a chair and you can get up, you're not driving a vehicle, setting your phone to go off every 20 or 30 minutes and getting off your backside would make a huge difference by the end of your workday. And I'm going to expand on that. There's a couple of things you're going to do when you get up, and we're going to talk about it. Now, yes, you can get a standing desk. Yes, you could sit on a therapy ball. There's even the kneeling chairs, but most of the people I talk to say it starts to bother their knees after a while. We're not really meant to put our weight on our knees all day. Our knees are meant for mobility, not weight bearing. So, I mean, yes, we can kneel, we can do things on our knees, but it's not a place we're supposed to be for hours on end. It's just not authentic human function. So you know, there's lots of ergonomics, and I'll cover that in another video. For this, I'm going to talk about what you're going to do when you get up and why it's so important to get up. There's a couple of reasons. When you are, well, there's more than a couple, but we'll cover a couple today. So the goal here is, if you're sitting, even if you're, you know, sitting forward and you're using your posture here, those muscles have still shortened in the front, especially the front of the hips. And so they've learned to kind of lock tight a little bit to keep you stable. Now, if you're leaning back and you're sitting with your back against the seat of the chair, now they really don't have to do much at all. I mean, yeah, if they didn't work at all, you'd kind of flop around, and you'll see people who unfortunately have such limited function that they literally need to be propped up if they're in a wheelchair because they don't have the motor function to keep themselves upright. But for the most part, just using the backrest and sitting, those muscles pretty much are off. They're not really working. And then you stand up and now they have to work. Whoa, they've got to get longer. It's like using an extension ladder. You've just made it longer. So now with the physics, it's more work to keep straight. Have you ever noticed if you're holding a short ladder, it's not so much work, but you lengthen it and you're like, whoa, you got to work harder. Well, that's what happens with these muscles here. And so when you stand up, they need to get back to work, only they got to get longer and get back to work. So let's help them. So when you get up, you're going to do some work. You're going to do some back bends. Now, you can even put your arms up overhead, depending on if you've got shoulder issues or not. I don't want to hit my microphone here. But you can get your arms up overhead and do some nice back bends, or you can just put your hands on your hips and just bring your hips forward, because you don't want to elicit back pain. Those muscles do attach from T12 down to L4, so if you're making them get longer and they're struggling, they might yank on your spine and give you a little pain there. So this would be a nice gentle way to just sort of get them working again. Just bring the hips forward, and you can go in a stride position and put one foot forward. And now when I've got one foot forward, the back leg is going to be opened up a little bit more. And you want to make sure you come back to straight. So when you come forward, you're loading, come back, you're unloading. And then of course you were going to want to switch sides. So that's a really good way to get that part of the body happier about getting up after sitting. And if you do that throughout the day, every 20 or 30 minutes, at the very least once an hour, you're going to see a difference at the end of your workday. Now, there's another thing, and it's the backside. So when I'm sitting down, because of how chairs are designed and our bodies are designed, when I'm sitting down, I'm sitting on my backside. Now, I do have to share, when I was taking physics in college, we had a study room on the same floor at where our professor, our physics professor, had his office. And so we'd be sitting in the study room and we would take turns going down to ask him a question because we were working on our homework problems or completing our lab work and questions. But someone had put on the board in that study room, how would chairs be designed if knees bent the other way? So, you can think about that one for a while. Don't want to distract you from what I'm saying, but interesting question. So, since our knees do bend this way and our hips bend this way, this is how chairs are designed. And when you're sitting on your backside, when you sit on a muscle, it's getting flattened. It's going to shrink. It's going to atrophy. It's going to lose size. It's going to lose strength. It's going to weaken. Especially if you're sitting on it for hours a day, months out of every year, or basically years, decades, some people, depending on their jobs. And so they get what I kind of call a pancake butt. It flattens. There's no defined buttocks. And so there's weakness there. And a lot of that is because of the prolonged sitting and then not training the body to restore the power source. So what you're going to do is when your phone goes off to tell you to get up, you're going to do those 10 nice back bends, or however you want to do this. You can do 5 with this leg forward and 5 with this leg forward. Just 10. Just takes a moment. Then you can do 10 what I call chair squats, where you're just going down as if you're going to sit. Only go as low as is comfortable. The goal here is you're not trying to build muscle, you're trying to restore fluid to the area of the body that you've been sitting on and compressing, and it's getting dehydrated on a fascial level, which I'm going to cover in the next video on this series. So, but you want to get blood back into those muscles. You want them to awaken, and you will be shocked at the end of your workday how different you feel if you apply this strategy throughout your workday. Just set your phone to go off. And the cool thing is if you're on the phone, you don't even have to hang up. You can still be on the phone and do your extensions and do your squats. The person on the other end has no clue what you're doing. You can be on your computer. You can still read when you're doing these things. You can still read when you're doing your squats. Doesn't even interrupt your workflow. But wow, what a difference it will make in your body by the end of the work day. So I hope this helps. Please hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber so you'll know when the next ones come out. I put out maybe one a week or so, give or take. And of course, the Friday value videos are every Friday and they're only 3 to 5 minutes. So hopefully this information really helps you. My goal is to help you to move without pain and have lifelong well-being. We'll see you in the next video.